Hello, good morning, happy Friday. We have a kitty cat with us. Well, okay. We had a kitty cat with us for about a second. I think he saw a spider on the wall on the way in, so now he wants to go just hang out there. Spanish pair, hello. Lucky and early stream. It's not a new time, but I know that a lot of places are changing the time zones around this time. So maybe that's it. But yeah, it's awesome to have you. And how are you doing today? We are working on a brand new part of the app, a brand new feature. We finished the creating the course feature yesterday, and I was able to get that deployed last night. So um, now I get to work on the next one, which is looking through my list. It was indeed creating an article. All right, so let's begin as we always do with brand new stuff. Creating this Helix doesn't have a really good sort of file browser, so I think this is more of a quit out and go take a look at it thing. So I suppose we could rain. Oh, you know what we could do? Ranger. We could ranger this. Um, I guess. I guess if I don't have this sidebar, what does ranger use? It uses a environment variable to determine what editor to use. It's like visual editor or something. Oh, I know. It's in my dot files. Not layouts, not Helix. Okay, let's go down. Vim, no, D, CS, HRC. Okay. So we have this visual and editors and Vim, and I want, so this is fun. We can do both those. I want to select where it's NVim. I want to change that to be HX. Okay. And then that should do the rest of it for me. Okay. So now coming here, let's resource that. And now we can do Ranger. And we can go, okay, so source. No, not source. We want end-to-end tests here. I want something. Okay, so we just probably want brand new a brand new file for what is it called? Articles. Let's see. So if I look at this spec, for example. All right, so we can bring in. Okay, so we'll need to bring in test and expect, but I think that we're gonna be able to get help from Helix on that. So really, we just have our tests and they're async. We get the page, and then we could just do fun things to it, like login and all that stuff. So if I quit out of here, yeah, we're in the end-to-end test directory, And now I can touch. What is this going to be? This is going to be, I guess, articles dot spec dot ts. Right? That's what they. Yeah. All right, and let's go ahead and begin. So we have test. Oh, I needed you to pull that in. Oh, you don't know how to pull it in. Okay. Import. I think it's test from. So it's something from playwright test. That's what it is. Okay, so I think it's test like that. And then we can run our test. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So title, this is going to be, well, we have to think about what we want to build test wise. So an article is going to be a piece of a course. So think of it like a blog article. Now, inside the article, it could be just like a blog article. It could be just a bunch of text that you read. It could be a link to maybe a video, and probably some text around it. So that's probably still very similar to a blog article, where you just say like, "Hey, go watch this YouTube video," or "Go watch this." I don't know. Go watch this something over here, or go maybe even go consume this thing somewhere else. Like I might send you somewhere else because maybe they have like the best source for learning this. And I think that's important to go and just use the best, not just recreate it just because I can. And then let's see, assessments. Would that be an article? An assessment, would an assessment be an article? Perhaps it might be it might be. Eventually, I would like to put articles and assessments together. So based during the middle of like the blog article, I can put an assessment in there. I would need to write my own markdown interpreter though. And that is not part of MVP. So we might have an assessment, like an article that all it is an assessment, maybe. Or maybe we have to just start without those types of assessments. That might be where we begin. Buy myself some time to then rewrite the interpreter. Yeah, I think in the end, an article will have assessments inside of it. And then, most importantly, articles will be shared across courses. So an article will live on its own thing. So it might be like a, it's not like a course, but like think, I guess we can think of it as a lesson. Maybe I shouldn't call them articles. Maybe I should call them lessons. If it's just a bunch of text, that's the equivalent of me lecturing, which that's not really great. I want to sort of like minimize that as much as possible and maximize the learner doing something because that's where real learning happens. Let's stick with articles for right now. So, um, if we're going to create an article, they're going to be used by courses, and there's going to be any number of them, and I can potentially nest them together into like topics or directories. Then Zilby has decided that his life is now just staring at this spider on the wall down the hallway. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. We'll see how long before he gets bored. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you because he's a little bit too far away and slightly out of angle of the camera. So, all right. Let's see. So we can, an author can create an article. So async, gonna get a page. I already get that. Okay, so let's create a bunch of these. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. I want the entire line. Yank the line. Why aren't you? Okay, I want something like that. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so an author can create an article, and that would be the form, right? So that's the form to create the article. A learner should not be able to create an article. So a learner cannot create an article. On a non-logged in, so an a visit. Wait, okay. A visitor cannot create an article. Okay, so that's the authentication part of it. So we have happy path. We have two side paths that will go into here. Let's see. Is that going to be it for this feature? We're not really displaying them yet. This is going to be just creating them in the database. That might be it. So starting with these ones might be a little bit easier. Or at least we can start with this, and then we'll probably like finish up with these pretty quickly. All right, so oh wait, what is it? It's Control C for comment. Katali, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so I want an author to go to I do I want I probably want an articles page, and the articles page can only be visited by authors. That's the only thing I can think of. Because like a course is going to be made up of articles. I don't want necessarily somebody to go and just like look at the individual articles out of context of each other. I don't think that will help. Okay, so an author can visit the articles page. So I guess we'll start by logging in. So what is that? That's going to be wait. You can't find the login? Oh. So import from utils. Ooh, I don't know how to force the thing. I think it's just login from this. Yeah, login function. There we go. Login. Okay, so we have role. We log in as a role. We pass in the page, and then the destination is a question mark because that's going to be it's slash by default. So go ahead, go to slash. So we log in, head to the home page, and then I want to find the. We're gonna have. I guess what we could do is I could save this. Let's go find our tests. Here it is, articles. And author can log in. Let's only run this on Firefox right now. You want to teach yourself some Rust, and you remember you wanted to do a course on it. Did I finish it by any chance? No, we're building the learning management system to host those courses. So we're still in progress of building that. Uh, the the plan, sort of like my internal roadmap that I haven't like published, is I build this LMS and then I recreate the U course inside of it. Pretty much the U course as it is, and then with some maybe like some updates, like make it updated for like new versions. I recreate the Axum course as it is. So I basically recreate the two popular courses that I have that are good, and then I create a introduction to Rust course using the LMS. So I basically break the teeth of the LMS on those two things, make sure it's working the way we expect it to, and then I do a full course on introduction to Rust, probably for developers. Not like an introduction to programming with Rust. Although I do eventually want to get there. I I just think I need to make sure that everything is really solid before I go and like attempt that, because it's gonna be a it's gonna be it's gonna be a thing. That being said, I do know it means that like I don't have something for you right now, unfortunately. Introduction to Rust. Have you read the book? Have you read the Rust book? That's like one of the best introduction to Rust for developers out there. All right, I am logged in as an author. All right, so the next thing is, it's really unfortunate I can't. Oh, here it is. So I'm logged in as an author. Here I am. I want to find an articles link up here. Oh, you started a while, but you didn't remember it existed. Do I have? I vaguely remember. Do I have a command for that? Rust book? Yeah, that's it. The Rust book. Learn Rust by reading a free book online. So that's the book. Whenever you hear a community member say like the book, that's the book. And they have several new ones now too. But yeah, that's probably the best one. If you run into any questions or any trouble with it, you could come over to our Discord and ask about it, or just here on stream, and we'll do our best to answer any questions that you have. Um, out of curiosity, your background is in web development. It's I can't remember what language you're maining right now. I feel like you told me before, but I forget. Okay, JavaScript, TypeScript. The TypeScript will help a lot because it's a compiled language. TypeScript is a compiled language. It's like there's a lot of things that help out there. The JS, like especially with Node, I mean that will help a lot. I think in some ways, ironically, it's easier. I don't know. I don't know if I can actually say it because I didn't come from C sharp and all that stuff. But there's a lot of things from the JavaScript land that got pulled into Rust. Okay, you stopped programming for a while and try to get into C++ and more low level languages. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you you have experience with all of that stuff. I will be interested to see how learning C++ and then going into Rust for you is because I never really tried to learn C++. I learned a bit of C, but not enough to get into like a lot of memory allocation things. I was using C as more of like a scripting language, which is not as powerful as it can be. Okay, where are we going? So we're logged in. I now want to find a link to all the articles and I want to click it. So we're going to await page dot get by role, get by role, a link. I want this to be the name, and I want the name to be articles. I probably want it to be capitalized. I don't know if that actually matters. I want to find the first one because I think there's going to be two. And then I want to click it. Once I do that, I expect the page.url to match. Oh, we don't have to. Oh, we don't have to expect. That would do it. Okay, we expect the page URL to match. This is a regular expression, so I want articles. Okay. Okay, it did a little bit of memory allocation, but not too much. Yeah, okay, so it shouldn't be too hard to go into Rust then, because it sounds like you won't have too much to unlearn for like how their memory management stuff works. And a lot of the borrow checker is really just gonna hit you on bad practices that we learn from web development. That'll be the hardest. But it's fine. Okay, so we've got that. So now we should come back to our test and we should have red. So now if we rerun you, oh, you're rerunning them all. Oops. Well, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so this should now fail because it can't find that link. Okay, there it goes. So it's looking for articles, it can't find it, so therefore it can't click it. Okay, great. So let's head back into here. And time for us to now go and do the thing. So I want to go to probably pay. Oh, this is okay. So we need to create a file for this. I can't easily do that from inside Alacrity. So we're going to quit out. can start using Ranger again. So now we're going to go into source pages. Now I can quit out of here, and we're going to touch probably articles. Press. All right, and we get to start building this stuff. I have not created a snippet for this, and I think I took a look. Helix does not have a snippet engine yet. There's a discussion happening as to whether or not the snippet engine should be just part of Helix or should be a plugin. They're not sure yet, and or maybe both, like where it's a core part that you can turn off and then use a different one from an extension. Either way, it doesn't really exist. So we doing this all by hand. So use you prelude star. This is a page, so I don't need properties. So instead, we will, at least this one doesn't need to. Supercuber, hello. Good morning. How are you doing today? Function component. Okay, so this is going to be articles. There's an article, but not an articles tag, so I should be fine. Hi, Sylvie. Call this component. We don't take in properties. Return HTML. All right, so what are we gonna have here? Probably an H1 tag to begin with just I don't know, just the title articles. So we'll just use a BB component. No, it's container. BB container. I want that to be a slash. Okay, then in here, BB title. Okay, and then you are, I guess we'll just do articles. All right, I want this centered, so we'll have an align. That'll be an align text center. I want a level. A title level. This will be a 1. For a container, I want a margin. I'll do a normal margin. And I think that's it. I can't actually go and navigate to this yet. So the next is going to be the routes, the router. Oh, so this is I don't think I can easily do multi-line with this and make it make sense. Okay. So, we'll do articles. Articles. What was it? It was like, nope, wasn't that. Like, nope, not dollar. Oh, I forget what the command is to like make it okay, I just won't worry about it. All right, so you become articles. You become. Oh, there it is. Now you found it. Oh, I misspelled articles. There it goes. Okay, you're happy. Time to now incorporate this to be a link. That is in the home. No, is it in home? It's in app. Oh, and I can do this where I go to symbols. I'm going to create routes. Oh, that makes it so much nicer. Okay, so only an author can see this route. So if we're an author, we add these in here. So I want to add you in. So new routes. This will be an articles, labels, articles, build and unwrap. Okay, that should be fine. If I come back to you now and we rerun these tests. There we go. Okay, passed. We found articles. We click it, and now we're on the articles page. Excellent. Okay, what's next? After this is the article spec. So after we go to the page, well, I guess at this point in time, we can start testing this too. Or maybe, I mean, I could wait until later for that as well. Okay, so we've gotten to the page. I want to start creating an article just right away. So it's going to be a form. Helix has inline hints. You're switching. There's it's so far pretty nice, and it's working between languages really well. So I'm getting it with Rust Analyzer. I'm getting it with TypeScript here. I did have to install TypeScript and TypeScript language server from npm. But then once I installed both those, it's fine. A negative is it doesn't install the language servers themselves. So now I have to like keep those up to date. So I have to like brew install or brew update every Monday to get the latest Rust Analyzer. Otherwise, I'll just stay on the same version. Like it will still work. It just won't have any updates to it. Just not necessarily a problem. Okay, so this they did change some keys around. So just a heads up, set your expectations properly. Keys have changed. Like for example, if I want to delete this line, I can't do DD. DD will just delete 2 characters like that. Instead, I do X, selects the entire line, and then I can delete it. So it's not necessarily intuitive if you're coming from Vim. It's not terribly hard to learn. It's just more of like, okay, if you're like start typing really fast because you're used to something else, you can get pretty far into commands before you realize that you've completely screwed up your page. But the undo seems to be pretty good of undoing all the bad things that I've just done. Let's see. Expect. Okay, so we're on the articles. What's next? To create the article, I want to find Well, I guess what's in the article, right? I want to find if we're imagining what an article, like a blog article, would be, and if we're just like to begin with, inventor of undo is a saint. Oh yeah, the command pattern is one of the best patterns because it allows undo and redo so easily. It is, yeah. And how you could deal with multiple undos is who knows. Also, I want to say, is there a visual undo? Yeah, you could do like there's advanced undo type stuff. So like you could checkpoint and then undo to the checkpoint. I've never played with that though. I think this thing is also a huge win for CLI editors. What I did was spacebar to open up the normal menu, so like the command menu, but then I can do question mark, and that opens up a searchable like full command menu. This is the equivalent of command or control shift P in like VS Code or Atom or what was it? It's oh geez, I forgot the name. The one that started it all. I forgot. I forgot. Sublime. Yes, thank you, Fitz. Sublime text. That's this this is great. This is wonderful. So you can like if you want to know can I do something, just open like space question mark and then type up like what can I do? There's even like move line up, move up, move down, and they show you the keyboard control like the keyboard here. I love it. Copy selection on next line. Huh. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Also, hello, Fitz Celtabe. How are you doing today? Okay, so well, we probably want a title, right? So a title is going to be that thing that shows up at the top. And okay, so we want a title. So we're going to await. If I want a title, I should create whatever title I'm going to do first. So this is going to be a title. Let's call this like a random title equals. We're going to do faker. Oh, you don't know how to pull it in. Is it uppercase? No, it's not. Okay. Uh, import something from that. Am I pulling in anything specific here? I think I'm pulling in. Yeah, I do that every once in a while. I do the X to try to delete a character, and that selects lines. So, faker like that. Let's convert you to. Oh, that's interesting. I want just go back here. Convert that. Faker dot. Ooh, okay. Is it faker dot faker dot? Oh, it is. Okay. So if I want that, then I do want. I don't know how to wrap something in this. It would be really nice if I could do like that and it wraps it in a bracket. That I don't know how to do that. Okay, so now we can do faker dot. I want a title. So I guess we could use there's science. There's words. We can do lorem. let's do lorem. We'll do figure.lorem.words, and I want 3 words, let's say. Maybe the command palette can help. I tried, but I don't know if it's I've never just gone through and looked through them all because I don't have haven't had the patience to do that. And I don't know what to search for. So like I don't know, bracket, like insert bracket, surround. What was that? Surround replace? I don't want to replace something though. I wanna add. I want to insert around. Insert tab character, register new line character before selection, at the end of the line, at the start of the line. Not necessarily. Oh, surround add looks right. Let's try it. Surround add MS. Surround add MS. So hold on. If I come, let's say I want to go to this random title. So I've got you selected. Match. Oh, and then there's a select around object, select inside object, surround delete, surround replace, surround add. So S. Well, what do you know? That is it. That did it exactly what we expected to. All right. Well, that's really cool. So I surround something, and then I do MS. Perfect. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, Helix has. I love the little menus that pop up that lets you like sort of see what you're looking for. And then I'm using Alacrity too, which is the new terminal that's built in Rust. And so far, it's been fully compatible with Helix, which is really nice because it's not compatible with NeoVim. So if you're using NeoVim, you can't use Alacrity. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. Let's see. We create that. Let's now get. We're gonna await page dot get by label. The label is okay. What are we gonna label this by? Oh wait, it works perfectly fine. What was? Oh, also hello Alice. What was the problem? It was font stuff. There's some weird font stuff that it wasn't working with. But maybe it was just my setup. Or maybe it was Zellige. Maybe it was Zellige and not NeoVim. I can't remember anymore. I'm using all the new things here. So I have Alacrity as the terminal. I have Zellige as the window manager essentially, and then Helix. And I was using Zellige before I started using NeoVim. That's your setup too. Oh, it is pretty nice. Okay, yours. Okay, so then I'm just completely wrong, and Alacrity and NeoVim works just fine. Okay, so how do I like Zellige? Do I use Tmux before? So I used I've tried and really like didn't get into Tmux too much. I'm super old school. I used Screen back in the day. For those of you who remember Screen, actually, like, do any of you even know what Screen is? Like, have you any of you used it? Okay, get by label. Label's gonna be title. Okay, Supercuber, you used screen. Nice. I'm not alone in this. So yeah, think of screen as like the first, like the original Tmux. It wasn't quite as nice. By default, I think you could split in one direction. I remember I worked with a scientist who wrote a plugin for screen that would allow you to split uh, down. I think it was you could split down as well as to the right. But it was a multiplexer, which means that if you lost, your screen or shell or something else, it would just work. There was some long running remote stuff that's really nice for that. So you could basically install screen on your server and then SSH into it and use it. And screen also had a really cool multiplayer capability, which I never used. I never really used myself, but you could set up where multiple people could attach the screen instance and sort of like control stuff together. Zellage has that ability. So I've never done it myself, but theoretically I could set up screen on like a VPS. I can invite other people to like go into the screen, and we could all be controlling things. Uh, and you'd see our cursors sort of like Google Docs, which would be really nice. Also, int82, hello. Yeah, you ran your project in a detached screen for the longest time before learning how to set up system stuff. I am also guilty of that. I did that back in the old days when I knew screen. I'm like, I'm just gonna start this thing up and do that. But what I mostly used it for as a sysadmin was like I'm running like a install script or something else like that. How important it was to like not have it crash, and like just because I might lose my internet or something. Yeah, it's kind of important. So anytime it's important, you throw a screen on it. Okay, so I want to get by label title, and then I want to type the random title. All right, so we're going to just do this one at a time. You ran your project in a detached screen for the longest time before learning how to set. Oh, sorry, I already did that one. Rumil, hello. How are you doing today? Yeah, so screen comes on like all the systems. So if I can I do tabs? And I don't think Alacrity does tabs, right? No. I could do a new Alacrity window. If you just type screen, it shows up. And this is what you get to begin with. You can set up a screen RC in your home directory, and then it won't show this screen here. It will show like it will just drop you in. But if I remember correctly, we you could do like Control A was everything inside of screen, and then you can exit out of it. And that's actually a lot of systems don't use Control A because like there's a reason why uh, Tmux uses Control B as a controller, because they wrote Tmux in screen while they were using screen. It's kind of a fun little fact. Mo Ali, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. How you doing today? How's the Jira project? Not too bad. Excellent. Oh, you got comments. The comments method working. Oh, nice. Okay, so you can now add comments from the command line, which means we can script that and just add random comments all the time. Actually, that's opened up an interesting idea to like throw in a a comment that you can throw into CI/CD. It's like I have this entire vision of like what could be done if we switch away to the mentality of like every issue in Jira is an individual deployment, then at CI/CD, as soon as the issue is like deployed, or if there's a problem or something, that could then update the issue. And if it's deployed successfully and like production tests pass for it, it could automatically pass it. Oh man, there's so many cool things you can do with that. It's like that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I wanna play around with that when you have that up and running. Because I've been trying to do a lot of DevOpsy stuff at work, and there's not great tools for controlling all these things together. Like a lot of companies, I think, just write their own and then don't share them out. Not sure how to expose the key transitions in CI/CD. Though you're a DevOps engineer, I think. Well, that's probably why you're writing this, right? Is because you want it for DevOps stuff. I love that, like DevOps engineer in quotes, because it's so true. Like their DevOps is not supposed to be all you do is DevOps, because then if all you're doing is DevOps, are you really DevOps or are you just ops? You just don't like going to the Jira web platform. Oh, okay. So you're just doing CLI stuff. It's just ops. Yeah, exactly. Um, all right. So get page. Okay. So then we type this. So if I save you and we now go to run this test, this should fail again because it should go to find an input and not do it. Dota, hello. Jira is a ticket tracker for project manager. No developer likes Jira. So, I mean, it's true. Although it's true in a way that I haven't liked any system that tracks issues for a project. I have found though that default it's not too bad, but like all the times in the past that I've really disliked Jira, it turns out that some project manager went in there and customized the heck out of Jira until it was completely unusable by a developer. And turns out that that's what I dislike. Also, there's just like little things that I want to do. I want to assign like 2 or 3 people to a single issue. I want to do things like that, and Jira just won't let me do it. Our work project management is pretty good in that it's extremely minimal and not used for evil. That, I mean, you can't really ask much more for that. If you get if you could get CI/CD to press keys to select a project, then select a ticket and press C and add comments, and it would be possible through CI/CD. You could also make it a library for you, and you could write another Rust wrapper around it. That's probably what it would be, right? You could write a script that just controls the thing, right? And then I can just say, okay, that's what I want to do. It violates all the terms of services for everything to like spin up a headless browser to control anything, any website that I don't own from CI/CD. And it would be super, super, super brittle. It would probably break really easily. Okay, so I want here next up. Let's create a. It's going to be a BB. Oh, yeah, it's a BB form. So we have a BB form. And then inside of this, we're going to have an input. So a BB input. There it is, input. Okay. you're no doubt gonna yell at me until, yeah, okay, so you're missing an ID to begin with. An ID, so this will be title. Label. Label, this is gonna be title. Name. Title. Okay, that's the bare minimum we need. And so if we come here, let's log in and we'll play around with this. Okay, so we can look at articles, and there we are. We have our title, which means that if we run our test, this should now pass again. You could do this at work. Now you think about it, you commonly mark your PR with a ticket number in brackets. A CI process could use your keys and use the REST API to add a status, the CI/CD process. You think you have the link plugin. Oh yeah, if there's a mention of the ticket number in a merge request, it gets automatically linked. I see that too. I think we have that in ours. It would be really cool. I want to eventually switch my my company away from using Scrum as like the framework and go more to a Kanban system. And in Kanban, as soon as an issue is deployed to production and it's tested with all the automated tests in production, I would love for that issue to be just resolved. And that's it. It's done. It's gone. And ironically, I could probably set that up a lot easier in Notion, like using Notion like databases, than I could in Jira. Exactly. That works for GitHub. GitHub, well, obviously GitHub loves that kind of stuff. So they're gonna work there really well. But yeah. Using it for Jira would be nice because then I could train the non-technical parts, like people in the company, and tell them, okay, here's how to create issues, here's how to like look at the status of things. If you want to know if it's being worked on, you can like here's the lead on it and go chat about it, and hey, it's done, therefore the status is now deployed. Okay, so that, all right, so we type this in. Now unfortunately I don't get to see the typing in here because it finishes, it didn't update the visual aspect of it, but we have to just trust that it happened. So it typed it in there. Okay, so get by label. Okay, so we have a title. What else do I need? Well, I mean, I need the actual just article, which is going to be marked down, let's say. So article spec. Okay, so I want the marked random markdown. Ooh, can I even do random markdown? Is that even okay? Definitions fake? Well, there's hacker. I doubt that it's helpers. Internet? No, not internet. These kind of systems have edge cases though, like we have microservices, and often one Jira opens multiple merge requests in different services. Can't really apply that. Yeah, that's true. Like there are gonna be those type of things that does make it hard to automate the entire system away, as much as we'd love to. Says word. Oh, I don't think I can have I don't think I can have random markdown create like a markdown thing. So all right. Let's I guess it's not gonna be oh I guess okay. So do random markdown is gonna be equal to if I do this, I want a title. Then you're gonna be faker dot word words faker dot what was it faker dot I think it's faker dot random dot words. Do our three title there. Then Orblish, hello. Oh, you need these panels set up? I'm using a tool called Zellij, Zellij, and then that lets me set up all of these as it's very similar to Tmux, and then I could basically just have different directories open up and then running them. So I have like my database set up in Docker. I have my tests set up and running through here, and then also another project running here. I oh, you thought I had a camera in a window? Oh yeah, the camera is just sitting over one of these, over the one that's running the actual project. But yeah, no, it's just another one of these windows. I put them over here on the right, so that way it wouldn't bother you when I have the Zilby cam up. I what's the problem with JLess? I don't think I've ever used JLess though, so that's probably why I haven't run into it. Well, it still flickers. Oh, that's too bad. All right, I think I missed some chats. So sorry about that. Um, but uh, Orblish, why does Rust look so wild? You're a noob, impatient, or both, or don't understand. Have a use case for it yourself. Rust looks wild because, well, okay. So this is obviously I'm not like a member of the core team, and I wasn't there when planning out Rust. So this is all just like my wild opinion slash thoughts. So take this with a spoonful of salt. Um, my my thought is when they're making Rust, we're in a modern age. They're able to look at all these different languages. They absolutely looked at things like JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, C Sharp, Java, Haskell. They looked at all these languages that are being used, and especially C++, like a lot of C++, and then said, okay, here's the requirements of what we want from a language, and let's take what we think are the best of every piece of that and then shove it in there and make it a modern language. And I think that's then the requirements of like the memory safety then sort of like force it to be like them to choose certain features from different languages some of the memory management stuff is like from C++. Oh, and pet the cat. Yeah. I had one person ask me, "Is there a way for me to like have the camera always facing Zilby's face. Serotonin plus plus. But there's a rewards cube. Let's see. That is complete. Does that answer the question about like why it looks wild? It's mostly just because it's it's just a mismatch a mashup of modern languages and like a lot of modern stuff together. It's like a lot of lessons from other languages to make something that's trying to be a really good experience for developers, but also have the safety of modern languages, but at the same time be as fast as a systems language. Okay, you got it. You only ever looked over the tutorial, but haven't tried it, leading back to what you're needing this for right now. Okay, so what you need this for right now, just like JavaScript, just like TypeScript, just like C sharp, C++, Java. It's a it's generic language, and what I mean by that is it can solve any problem uh, pretty well. It's like it's not a specific language that it only solves a very specific problem. So therefore, you can use it for anything really. Now, because it's a new language, there's a lot of libraries that are sort of missing from the ecosystem. So if you try to use it for like GUI programming in a native environment, that's a little bit lacking right now. It kind of really sucks. If you want to use it for game development, there's no really good um, non-beta sort of frameworks out there for you to use. There's a lot sort of in the pipeline that are coming down, but they're not really ready for like a triple A game studio to start using. Like there's no I what was it? It's like there's Unity, there's what's the one that you can use Rust for? That's open source. Oh, I forget the name of it. Um, Mr. Halsey was using it tons. I don't remember it anymore. But that one looks really interesting. But again, it's a plugin that you use. It's not Tori. It's Godot. Godot. Uh, that game engine you can use Rust in it, but it's not like it's made for Rust. Um, Tori, no. So that's the thing is like Godot is not Rust. Godot has a plugin that you can use Rust for all of the elements. And I think that's the reason why it's not really considered Rust. You can program in it though. So let's see. Tori is probably the strongest thing that Rust has right now. So if you're familiar with Electron, uh, one might say that a use case for Node.js development or JavaScript is that you can build a I guess it's not really native, but you can build a cross environment application in JavaScript technology, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and have it run decently well on every operating system, every desktop operating system. Tori is that for Rust. So you can use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS and in Rust and have it run on native browsers instead of only ever Chrome, which means that it's going to be a little bit faster. It's going to be a little bit better memory management, and it's going to be. I mean, I guess the faster part is the really good part of here, and it's that's going to work on all operating systems, and eventually, very shortly, also on mobile. So like in the phone situations. So I would say like that is if you have zero knowledge, like Rust is really good for that. Besides then, like Rust is amazing for scripting. If you want to create a binary program, just like you would like use C++ for, that runs on any computer, Rust is great for that. Rust can compile for pretty much anything. Uh, it might suck to compile it for some of the more esoteric, interesting things, but it can be done. Build a Jira application with Rust to make your life easier. What I would imagine that would end up being done, and you're gonna hate this, but your tool would enable you to not write a new Jira application, but to write a new front end from Jira in Tori. And it's still Jira behind the scenes, but now it's a new front end. Does that answer your question, Orblish, of like what you can use it for? Like pretty much anything is the answer. Pretty much anything, with caveats that the ecosystem is still new and we're waiting for really good libraries to make some of the stuff more viable. General purpose language, absolutely, yeah. So if I, you know what I should do? I should I can create a, let me just pretend, okay, let's just change this. Let's delete you, and I want to, let's just like write an article. So like an article wouldn't be like introduction to you. This would be like like we can pretend it's for like why use Rust. So like, if I was doing an introduction to Rust programming course, this would be like um how, like why use Rust? Why use Rust? Or why learn Rust? Might be an article. Why learn? Why learn? Why learn Rust? And so we come here. We do like Rust is see, you may have heard that Rust is a systems language which is meant to replace C++, but that doesn't really explain the reasons for Rust properly. So then that might go on for a while, and then we just like continue to just be like a bunch of like, this would be more like an actual blog article type thing. Oh, you wrote an article that DevOps engineers should learn Rust. Also, and I'm glad glad that helped. I think that DevOps engineers should learn tools like Rust, even if they don't use it. Learn a memory safe language like Rust. It doesn't have to be Rust. Just learn something that just, especially anybody who's in DevOps, learn a lot of different languages. So you don't always have to pull one language out of your toolbox. Let's see. May have learned, rest is okay. And then, so let's see, we keep on going and sort of typing over that. I might have a link to go look at something else. Karen demands that the manager give the cat a treat. I do not have a treat here. So the best I have is maybe a little bit of a pet. Hey, Sylvie. He spent most of the stream staring at the wall at a spider that he really wanted to go and catch, but you know those wily spiders where tend to not hang out on the floor. Although I do have a decent number of them that just like decide to walk across the floor. And when you have a cat, that's like the worst decision a spider could possibly make in their life. And that over here, it's going to be the last decision they ever make in their life. Okay, you may have heard Rust language is meant to replace C++. I can like just talk about that a lot more. It's like standard. This is gonna be pretty much standard markdown type stuff. I might link to an image or a video, but I don't really have one. So let's just like keep this here. Okay, so then let's replace this. So I want, all right, so yeah, I can't like undo the selection. I don't know if you can see, I'm selecting the entire Y. So I want to do semicolon to undo that, visual, get those. We'll change this. This will now be faker dot random dot words. No, I can do lorem. We'll do words. Okay, this will say like 3 words. Then this, let's do, okay. This will be faker.lorem dot send. Oh, can I do paragraph? Oh, I can do paragraphs. Do 3 paragraphs. There. Okay. So random markdown. The next we're going to await page dot get by label. Get by label. The label is going to be, I guess, like the article content. Am I using a green screen? Yes, I am. If I over here, it's at the very edge, so like I just have a wall next to it. I have a closet behind me, so. And that's the reason why, yeah, you see the green screen piece a little bit behind Zilby. Okay, so get by label. Green screens are nice and they're not too hard. I do have a single big light that is like sort of shining at me from behind the screens to try to give like a more consistent light. It's not really like, it's not like some of the professional setups that I've seen some of the streamers use, which I wanted to look into like how some of them do it. But I also like the idea of having my screen straight in front of me, so I'm not doing something like looking left or right or like twisting around. I want it to be like good ergonomics too. What are we going to call this? Would this be the article itself, or would this be like the body of the article? Maybe like the main article. I just like article body. We can do that. Thank you, Mo, again for the raid. We're probably going to end up pretty soon too because my alarm just went off. I have a little tiny bit of extra time today because it's a Friday of a sprint day for me. So I get 15 extra minutes in the morning. You stared at a bright TV too close to your face. You need a neck transplant. Oh no, I do have some neck problems too. I have to make sure like my posture is good. I do have a standing desk here. I work remote, so I can actually like buy good stuff and like have it for myself. Oh, okay. So let's call it article body, and then we will. Okay, so we get that. We're gonna type the random markdown. Okay. So let's implement this really quickly, and that will probably be it for today. All right. So I want to go to articles. All right, so we have this BB input. There is another one that I can use. A BB. Okay, so it's not input, it's a BB text field. Text area? Yeah, BB text area. You're missing, okay, ID. All right, this will be, maybe we'll call this like the body. Label. Article body. Name. Call this body. All right, that's the bare minimum. And this is what it looks like. Probably not enough. Probably needs to be more. Is that NeoVim? You've got a question. This is not NeoVim. This is an editor called Helix, which is a brand new editor. It's written in Rust. So sort of going back to what Rust can do, this is like one of the things that Rust can do. I did not write it. This is written by a very competent team. And it's all open source, which is also really nice. But yeah, what's your questions? Oh, you don't have a well, you did have a question and I answered it, I guess. So yeah, this is Helix. It's very similar to NeoVim. There are some differences. Like for example, if I press like the DD doesn't delete the entire line, for example. It's little bit differences here. All right, so I've got that. Let's go run these tests. And let's see if that all passes. Okay, use that all the time. So you're familiar with it. Yeah, if you use NeoVim all the time, or all right. I can't. Oh wait, here it is. So we can see it writes all the stuff into the article body. Just looking at this, well, like test what? Oh, ooh. You know what's the problem? It writes the title, and then the title disappears as it moves into the body. Okay. Right. I forgot. I have to. Oh. Use DD all the time. Yeah. So in Helix, it's different. In Helix, if I want to do the equivalent of a DD, let's say I want to delete this this line here. I have to do X to select the entire line, and then D to delete whatever was selected. So it's almost like Helix has like a selection thing, like a visual select all the time. Like it just sort of relies upon that pretty heavily. If I just do like here DD, it just deletes two characters. That's it. Like in some ways that's nice because DD is like D is never reliant upon like working differently. But also like X doesn't like D is deleting the character. X selects an entire line. That's probably the thing that gets me the most. Like I use X all the time in Vim. So now I have to remember, okay, X, delete. But then there's undo, which is nice. And then we were sort of going over this before. If you're ever not sure what to do, and this is probably the most amazing thing of Helix, I can do space, question mark, and it opens up a command panel, and I can search for what I want to do. So if I want to like delete, there's all sorts of different things. If there's a parentheses thing, that's the command I can do. You type in Colmac with Vim navigation keys, not remap, so down is up is down, your life is ruined, to be honest, hey, I type in Colmac too. I have Colmac set up. Um, and I do the exact same thing. So like I have to go down to like N key to go up. It's I think of it the way I think of it is it's like it's flying an aircraft. Like, you pull back to go up. The one in let's see. It does feel like that. I started typing Colmac to just be better in my hands. So that way it's more on the home road. That's pretty much it. Like I wasn't doing it just for any like that was the main reason. And I didn't want to go all the way into Dvorak. I wanted just something that wasn't too bad. What is it? N and U for like not in the editor. Oh, N is up. N is K, and U is L. Okay, so that's not working. We have to fix this, but I am pretty much out of time because it's pretty much 8:30, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to fix the input. So we have to deal with that. To write a test to make sure that still exists. Well, once I hit submit, then it's going to have the things we expect. So this input has a little bit of strangeness with it. I'm gonna have to update. I have to like catch it and like reset what it's gonna be for reasons. Um, but that will have to come next time. So let me. I've been Oh, come on. Okay. I went over to Kuviman's channel and I muted, and then the ad played unmuted. It's like, what? No, Twitch, don't do that to me. Kuviman is on day 6 of his Bevy Jam. And so Kuviman is writing a video game in Rust for a game jam. So we might do another raid over there. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I do have a day job, so I have to go and like, actually do that. So Kuviman is getting really close. So okay, Kuviman is using Rust and a game engine called Bevy to program in it. It's a game jam, and I think that the game jam the theme is side effects. So it's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and set up a raid for that. You found an ad thing that works for Twitch ads and be forced to watch a spicy chicken ad again. Oh, nice. I don't do that myself. I don't have like ad blockers for a lot of things. Um, although like I sometimes use like a browser and sort of like it blocks the ads, but not often. All right, so let's go ahead and start that right up. Um, Chantilly, thank you very much. Also, have a great day yourself. So, as I mentioned, I will be heading off for the day. I will be back tomorrow morning. I do have some stuff to do, so I won't be like super long stream. I'm gonna go out and have a nice sort of brunch, which means we have to end a little bit early. So I plan on starting the stream around 7 a.m. tomorrow, and then we'll probably go for about an hour and a half. So until like 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. We'll sort of like see how that goes. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.